afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike Bryant from Scottish Group International. Hey, today's tactical tip, what we want to talk about is the fight or flight response. There's a little bit of misconception with that, and I kind of want to let you know what it actually is and what your body's doing, and so that you understand it. So during a critical incident, you can deal with it. We have basically two brains. We have our cerebellum up here, up on top, and that allows us our higher thinking processes, our ability to use logic, create things, reason with things, that functionality of the brain. But directly at the base of our brain, we have what's called the medulla oblongata. Basically what that is our primal brain, or some people call it lizard brain, and that controls more or less your bodily functions, your breathing, your endocrine system, or basically the things that basically are regulated that you don't necessarily think about. That's what your medulla oblongata does. It's also the thing that is your primal driver of your survival mechanisms within your body, and you don't control that. When it kicks in, you're on autopilot. So it does some pretty neat things. It kicks in three specific chemicals, and they have a fairly unique effect on your body. Some of it are great. They help you out. There's some other things that they do that not so much. Those three chemicals are adrenaline, epinephrine, and cortisol. What they do is, you may have heard people say that during a critical incident that time slowed down, and it just seemed like things were moving in slow motion. Well, it's not that things are moving in slow motion. It's what those chemicals have done. They've allowed your brain to process information at a much faster speed, so you perceive it as actually slowing down. But that's not what's actually happening. You're just basically getting a quick dose of turbo, best I can put it, from those chemicals. The second thing that it does, it kind of gives you a good bit of hyper-like focus. What your body's doing is saying, hey, we need to focus in on that specific threat, and we need to pay real good attention to it. Otherwise, it's going to cause us death, and we don't want that to happen. It also causes your heart rate to skyrocket and your breathing rate to skyrocket. And all those things are designed to basically get you set up so you can run like hell or fight like hell. And those are the positive things. The breathing rate and the heart rate pumping, that's to get oxygen throughout the body so that your muscles can fire off. Now let's talk about some of the detrimental things that they do. Your ability to make sound tactical decisions, nah, not on the to-do list. Like I said, it wants to fight, smash, crush, or do whatever, or run like hell. That's it. It tells your body that you need to run or fight. And on the fight side, it tells you that you should fight. But here's a critical thing. It doesn't tell you the how, and that's a problem. Your ability to do fine motor skills, things like this, forget it. It's not happening. If you've ever been involved in a critical incident, if you remember trying to dial 911, especially with today's smartphone technology, there's a whole bunch of steps that you got to do to simply dial 911. Open up your smartphone, put in your code, move your fingers, whatever zip thing you got to do, then try and push and get those three little numbers in. That's difficult. I'm telling you it is. So what I want to talk to you about is to understand that these things are supposed to happen. It's biology. Over time, you're never going to get that to go away. When a critical incident occurs, that's something that your body does on its own. But I want you to understand that it's supposed to happen. And one of the things that we discovered in our operational careers was that you can get a good bit of stress inoculation. I said it's never going to go away, but once you understand it, it doesn't necessarily hamper or hinder you. And just so you know, there's this myth out there that people rise to the occasion. That's BS. What you're going to do is you're going to sink to whatever your lowest level competency is. Your goal, as far as your training, is to make sure that whatever your lowest level competency is enough that will carry you through the day so that you can save your own life, save your teammates' lives, and if need be, save your own family's life. And if you don't train to where you experience the fight or flight response, you're not doing yourself a whole heck of a lot of good. If you'd like to know more about this, please contact us at contact@scottishgroup.com. It's Mike Bryant from Scottish Group. Tactical tip of the day.